This is an iconic, kind of famous Toyota 4Runner in the paragliding and hang gliding community. The miles on this, 365,000. I figured if he lived in this, it would be nasty.
Brian's Mobile One.
The secret to getting free vehicles is the triple T double P. Beyond that, it takes some luck. What's luck? It's where preparation meets opportunity. And there's one more ingredient, and that's optimism. Some would say generosity, but I'd argue that to be generous, you have to be optimistic. Optimistic that more things are ready to come your way, and optimistic to take on a project somebody else gave up on. Chris Santacroce is a guy you can look up to. You'll often find him up at the point of the mountain flight park overlooking Utah County. He's a paragliding instructor there for pilots with or without a wheelchair. He's been a Red Bull team pilot, and he's also been in a wheelchair himself. Please watch the video in the description for more on his backstory and philanthropy. I've got so much awesome repair and automotive diagnostic footage coming from the restoration of this 4Runner. Videos on paint to engine rebuilding and electronics. It's all been traffic jammed behind this video due to the wind noise in the interview with Chris. I now have a Rode wireless windproof mic system. Fortunately, I was able to get most of the audio, but I captioned everything at the bottom so you can understand. Thanks for your patience with the wind noise. You guys are the best. So what's the story on this, Chris?
Well, a buddy of mine, Tom Webster, drove for years, and everybody knew it. We had seen it as far as British Columbia, and we had seen it in, well, we had tell that it had made it to Yelapa, Mexico. We had seen it in Valle de Bravo, Mexico, was actually the story. We had seen it in Valle de Bravo. So he had driven it all over North America, and he said he wanted to sell it. Close enough that I said, okay. I was driving it around, and I was teaching the kids how to drive stick shift, and we were using it as a loaner. We had a buddy come to town, and his friend said, hey, will you loan this car? And I said, yeah, it's a loaner, go for it. They said, can he have it all summer? And I said, who am I to discriminate? Go for it, you know? And I said, why all summer? He said, well, he's going to go fly tandems in Jackson, Wyoming, and he's going to live in it. And I said, well, perfect. So he made it to Jackson, and then he was back, and he said, hey, it didn't work out. And he said he's going to New Hampshire to do the similar sort of thing. And so I called him a couple days later. I said, where'd you leave the car? He said, it's with me in New Hampshire. So he drove it all the way across the country, and I said, man, sell it there. It's going to turn into a pumpkin on the side of the road. Sell it to the first person who will buy it. And he said, that's all right, I'll bring it back. So one day he showed back up here, and he had driven it all the way there and back. And he said, don't worry, I'm going to Seattle. And I said, let me guess, you're going to take the 4Runner? And he said, yeah. And I said, I really wish you wouldn't, but I guess you're going to do what you're going to do. And so off he went. And he called me from Seattle, and I said, leave it there, sell it to the first person you see. And he said, that's all right, I'll bring it back to you. And so then he called me from the side of the road, Idaho, and he said, hey man, I don't know what was wrong with it, but I had it in third gear full throttle, and I still couldn't go 60. And then it stopped. And so that was all she wrote. And I put it out on Facebook that anybody who wanted it could have it if they just went and got it out of the truck stop. And Indy went back to Rio, and he felt bad.
As it turns out, it wasn't his fault, you know, as far as the thing breaking down. What a cool trip to end on, you know, as far as his thing, and it worked out. He got home, it sounds like.
Yeah, no, it worked out way good, and this car's taken care of many, many people, and just that the saga continues and the story goes on at 366,000 is just awesome.
Heck yeah, well that's awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. It's 4 in the morning, 4:30. I head out to Caldwell, Idaho, and go grab this 4Runner. The more I do the math on it, the more I'm like, why did I commit to this? And then I tell myself, I don't care. I committed to this. I'm gonna do it. I woke up at 4 on my own. I'm just like, let's go. Let's do this. Like, who am I? Let's go. It's 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'm almost to Idaho. I don't get out of the house much. This is kind of cool for me. What is this, Hayburn Burley? Just had an accident. This guy backed into my trailer. I was standing on the trailer guiding him in. You know, come on back, and he was coming back, that's for sure. And then I told him to stop, and then he hit the gas again. Wrong pedal, dude. Kind of interesting guy. What the heck is that? It's like this giant three-wheeler tractor, and it's passing people on the freeway. Funny thing, I pulled off the road and I saw these guys on the side, and so I just pulled up behind them because they got emergency lights and whatnot so that I can kind of help. So every time I leave on a trip like this, I often pray and ask, you know, if there's somebody that I can help to help them. And that sounds really selfless and self-righteous or whatever kind of thing, but it's kind of selfish. I get a kick out of it. I like doing it. It's just kind of funny. I never know what's going to happen as far as, you know, like maybe I'm saving somebody, maybe I'm not. Who knows? I know a lot of times it's been pretty obvious and other times it's not. I expected to be hauling some people or rescuing some people on the side of the road going clear to Idaho empty. The trailer rides a lot better if you got somebody on it, you got somebody to talk to, it's all good things. So driving down the road, you've seen all these trucks with vegetables and whatnot, potatoes. This whole side of the road's covered in onions, like nice onions too, like big fat nice onions. There goes a double-decker bus. So I'm here at Stinker, and there's the 4Runner. I don't see any massive puddles of oil under it, but just have to see what it gives, see why it quit the way it did. Good looking vehicle, the stance is right. So, the new tires that he put on it are tiny. It must have been a good deal. The guy who he borrowed this from said he wanted these for his Lexus. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. So look in here, and sure enough, there's the key on a thing of paracord. So let's check it out. So this is for doing a hang glider. It's got a little paint damage, a little rust here and there. I didn't see like a huge pool of oil under it. I expected it to have thrown a rod based on the description that I had. We'll have to put the key in it and see what it does. Battery might be dead. And it's like it came with a cooler. No power locks. This is just a standard basic model. Here's all the stuff you need. Okay. So yeah, you can live in this. You got your cooler, you got your bedding, and sleeping bag and stuff. USHPA. So the guy who borrowed this was from Brazil. He is actually a paramotor instructor. There's a link for a harness. But he lived in this for summer. So all kinds of fun. Crazy. Let's see what it does. It is stick shift, it's a manual. Let's see, emergency brake is on. Let's see if it'll crank over when I push in the brake and the clutch. It runs. Probably should not run it. This worked out to be a really good thing because I actually drove it up onto the trailer. It barely made it and shut down, but my winch, the battery was dead and the corrosion had caused, or something, it wouldn't winch up. So I drove all the way out there, didn't have any help, and that was huge. It's the 4-cylinder 2-wheel drive. It's got some rust going on. So let's put up the prop rod. Let's check this out and see what's going on. It's got oil in it. Score. It looks a little milky. Might be a head gasket failure. That's what I'm thinking it's going to be. So we'll just have to find out. I'm optimistic. Free bedding, it's something that you can sleep in. Does it have a receiver on it? I thought about having this be like a little paramotor hauler thing, haul dirt bike trailers or whatever, something good gas mileage, pound some miles on. We'll just have to see what gives. If it's a head gasket being a 4-cylinder, that shouldn't be too bad. Seeing the rust that's on it, on stuff like this, makes me cringe a little bit, but not bad. Sometimes older vehicles like this, you get a lot of broken bolts if they're all rusted up, if they've been back east or in the rust belt. Well, I am going to go give these guys some business for letting them park here. use the bathroom, button this up, and then see about hauling it back. Should be good. So there's another weird thing going down the road. It's like a giant circus animal cage. Looks like you could put a hippopotamus or something in it. Idaho's got all the weird stuff. Speaking of weird stuff, I have to wonder, oh, this pad is nice. I like that. Heck yeah, man. I don't know what this is. It's probably tent stuff. But this, I figured if he lived in this, it would be nasty. But he's actually a pretty clean dude. Look in here, we've got some beer, no open containers. I could go for that right now. Frickin' coffee. Not sure what's in here. Probably just gear, nowhere else to put it. Cool stuff, man. Got Tide Pods for doing laundry. This guy was actually really tidy. And he put new tires and did the oil change. You know, it sounded like he wasn't a responsible guy, but I would beg to differ. This looks really good. All right. Well, I look like a hot mess, so I'm gonna ditch the jacket and go get some breakfast, give these guys some business for storing it here. Plus, it looks like it could be a quaint, good little breakfast anyway. See, look how freaking messy I am. This guy's way cleaner than I am. I was expecting, you know, something that you'd find dead bodies almost kind of thing. But he cleaned it up nice. I think he felt bad because it broke down on him, but it's high miles, so what do you do? On the way home, I started falling asleep. My eyes were getting blurry, and there's a turnoff for Twin Falls, and so I had to check out the Perrin Bridge. This is a bridge that people base jump off of, among other things. Twin Falls, Idaho's got this huge canyon down the middle of it, and there's a couple of big waterfalls, and then just down from the falls they did the Perrin Bridge, and then I busted it home. Made it back in one piece. That's quite the whirlwind for today.
Subscribe and ring that bell. Bonus footage at the end.